The next principle that all children demonstrate, you learned it when you were a child, was natural breath is at the diaphragm. The diaphragm, it's breathing right down at your tummy. You watch any baby breathe, a young child breathe when they're resting, when they're lying down, sitting, their belly is always moving as they breathe at their diaphragm. And it's recognized now that very few people in our Western culture breathe at the diaphragm anymore. Most people are breathing in their upper chest. It's called apical breathing. Now, it's recognized in commentaries. You'll see it, possibly come across it, searching different places on the web about breathing. And this upper chest breathing is very common. So I'm going to take you through a little wee learning process again to help you establish diaphragmatic breathing. So we'll do it sitting down. While you're sitting in front of your computer there, I'm going to ask you to sit there, preferably with your feet and knees just comfortably apart. Now, as you're sitting there, please, I'm going to ask you to let your tummy go. That's right, let your tummy go. That's all. We're going to take a few pauses through here to give you a chance to feel things. This will feel strange. I want you to let your tummy go yet again. See if you can let your tummy go a little bit more. And maybe let your elbows sag a little bit. And just pause there. Now this is going to feel crazy if this is not your normal pattern of breathing in your muscle memory. Again, your breath is controlled by your nervous system. You've probably got a full spilly feeling down here at your tummy. Feels like your gut goes spill and spew. It's a very disquieting sort of feeling. This is actually breathing at the diaphragm. You'll probably, as you're sitting there, you can probably feel your tummy moving and your breath is right down low here. Very unusual for most people. So now I'm going to ask you to hold your tummy back to normal, back into normal, and pause there. Feel your little shallow breath upstairs. Get a sense of feeling in your neck and shoulders. And now come back and just let your tummy go. Now when I ask you to let your tummy go, it's actually your diaphragm that you're letting go. And now you start breathing at your diaphragm. This is where our breath, natural resting breath, should be when we're sitting, standing, lying down. So now hold your tummy in again. And what happens to the muscle tension in your neck, back and shoulders? Feel your little shallow breath. And as a result of that little shallow breath, you don't oxygenate your body quite as well as you might. And there's a lot of muscle tension going on. And now let your tummy go. Now the words hold your tummy in for a number of different reasons. We've been told to hold our tummy in, but for reasons of good posture, our body image, we hold our tummy in. We hold our tummy in, hold our diaphragm in, hold our tummy in for exercises. And this is all inhibiting this natural breath at the diaphragm. So as you sit there now, just have your tummy let go. You can either live like this or hold your tummy back in. Now keep your diaphragm held there for the rest of your life. And how are you going to feel? How well are you going to perform? Because you're not oxygenating well, all that muscle tension is there, and this is part of losing that suppleness because all the muscles go tense as you contract the diaphragm in, and now you can't breathe at your diaphragm. You don't have to learn to breathe at your diaphragm, as many people will try and teach you to breathe at your diaphragm. No, all you have to do is stop holding it in, and then the breath will spontaneously and naturally occur at the diaphragm. If you can get this concept of letting your diaphragm go, that'd be great. But it's a tricky one to unlearn because we just flick back into autopilot, and you'll probably catch yourself out holding your diaphragm in many, many times. And I've got other things I can show you, a lot more detail that I have to put into this to help you overcome this holding your diaphragm in. So there, just let your diaphragm go again. And feel how that is in your back, neck, shoulders. Feel you're comfortable all the way through your body. And now hold it in and keep it there. And keep it held like that forever. Now, you're going to trust me or trust yourself here? You're going to follow my instruction, keep your tummy held there, or are you going to say, nah, stuff you, Wayne, I'm going to let it go? What are you going to do? That's a little bit of a challenge. But I really hope you can understand what I'm trying to say here. You see, you have to work this out for yourself. You have to understand what you do and know what your options are before you can get out of jail. And this natural breath is a principle. Every child does it, and the people that naturally, spontaneously breathe at their diaphragm don't have the same problems as everyone else, and most people are breathing in their upper chest. Now, I'd like to show you something else about stress, the effect of stress. Stress causes a lot of strain and causes a lot more increase in symptoms, and I'm sure you recognize when you're under pressure or stress, or maybe even when you're cold, your symptoms ratchet up another notch. Now, stress is also acknowledged as being a major cause or major contributor to back pain. So I'm just going to take a seat again, and I'm going to take you through a little bit of understanding about the posture of stress. So as you're sitting there now, I'm just going to ask you to, again, let your tummy go so that your diaphragm releases. So now I want you to, we'll use fright, because that has the posture of fright is the same as the posture of stress. I want you to give yourself a little fright, but hold the fright in yourself. So go zit, fright, hold yourself there, keep it there. What's your diaphragm just done? Can you feel it's drawn in and tensed? You've got all the muscles have tensed up in your neck and shoulders. You've got that little shallow breath. So come back, let your diaphragm go again. That's it. Let it go again so that you start the diaphragm working, so you're breathing at your diaphragm. Now I want you to just hold your diaphragm in back to your old autopilot so it doesn't feel spilly. So now it's just holding there. Now, when we add some stress on top of that, hold your diaphragm in another millimeter. Just hold it in and feel all the tension increase another notch. And your breath gets even shallower. And this is the posture of stress. Depending on what's running around inside your head, this is what happens. Now let it go again. So what you have to do, just let it go. Let your diaphragm go. That's where the solution is. And it's a reflex. It will go in when you're under pressure and stress, but if you've got prolonged stress, maybe you can undo that. And I've got some simple tips that I can help you master that. So that's the posture of stress, the diaphragm going in, creating all that muscle tension. And let's face it, we all have pressure and stress in our life. Let it go. Let your diaphragm go. That's the physical manifestation. You might have the stress going on in your head, but you don't have to have it going on in your body. So I'll see you in another segment.